Hi, everyone. Welcome back to part two of our big story of the Bible from beginning to end. Give you a little summary of part one. We started from the very beginning. Before there was anything, God was there because God doesn't have a beginning. God always was. And everything that we know comes from God. We told the story of how God in 6 days created the earth and everything in it, the universe, everything that we know. And he looked at what he had made and he said that it was good, very good. Um, on day 6, he made perhaps the most important part of his creation, the part of creation that is most precious to him, and that is human beings, the first man and woman, Adam and Eve. And he placed them in the perfect world that he had made with everything that they would need: food, safety. And he came and he visited them. He talked with them. He was friends with them. Every day he would come and talk with them, and everything that God made was perfect and good. They didn't know anything of death, of pain, of suffering. Everything was perfect. Unfortunately, it didn't stay that way, and we want to tell you that part of the story today.
Adam and Eve were very happy in their garden home. God had given them good things to enjoy, and they knew nothing about evil and wrongdoing. God walked and talked with them in the cool evenings. In this garden, God planted a wonderful tree called the tree of life. Whoever ate the fruit of this tree would live forever. Another tree was called the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God said,
You may eat the fruit of every tree in the garden, except from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. If you eat of this tree, you shall surely die.
The serpent was the shrewdest of all the wild animals the Lord God had made. One day he asked the woman,
Did God say you must not eat the fruit from any of the trees in the garden?
Of course, we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden. It's only the fruit from the tree in the middle of the garden that we are not allowed to eat. God said, You must not eat it or even touch it. If you do, you will die.
You won't die. God knows that your eyes will be opened as soon as you eat it, and you will be like God, knowing both good and evil.
The woman was convinced. She saw that the tree was beautiful and its fruit looked delicious, and she wanted the wisdom it would give her. So she took some of the fruit and ate it. Then she gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it too. At that moment, their eyes were opened, and they suddenly felt shame. When the cool evening breezes were blowing, the man and his wife heard the Lord God walking about in the garden. So they hid from the Lord God among the trees. Then the Lord God called to the man.
Adam, where are you?
I heard you walking in the garden, and I was afraid, so I hid from you.
So God asked Adam,
Have you eaten from the tree whose fruit I commanded you not to eat?
It was the woman you gave me who gave me the fruit, and then I ate it.
Then the Lord God asked the woman,
What have you done?
The serpent, he deceived me. That's why I ate it.
Then the Lord God said to the serpent,
Because you have done this, you are cursed more than all the animals. You will crawl on your belly, and I will cause hostility between you and the woman, and between your offspring and her offspring. He will strike your head, and you will strike his heel.
Then God said to the woman,
Because you have disobeyed me, you shall have pain and trouble.
and then God said to the man,
No longer will it be easy to grow fruits and vegetables. Weeds and thorns and thistles will grow in the fields. By the sweat of your brow, you will have food to eat.
Then God banished them from the garden to keep them from eating the fruit of the tree of life. After sending them out, the Lord God stationed a mighty cherubim, which is an angel, to the east side of the Garden of Eden, and he placed a flaming sword that flashed back and forth to guard the way to the tree of life. When Adam and Eve died, their bodies eventually became dust again. All this came because of sin.